live chapel. This is Chaplain Harris, 78th Signal Battalion, coming to you from my illustrious office. So what's on my thoughts for this afternoon? April the April the 28th. On my thoughts today, the Christian life and this idea of working out one's salvation with fear and trembling. So there's a lot said in our world about the Christian life and the place for works and what that all means for us and how we negotiate those waters and how do we keep that in tension. Are we truly saved by faith and by faith alone? Or is there this aspect of works? Because James chapter 2 clearly talks about faith without works is dead. So how do we keep that in tension, right? You can see behind me I've got my computer, and I was looking up Philippians chapter 2, and the Apostle Paul talks with his church, and he clearly says, continue to work out your faith with fear and trembling. Clearly says that. So that verse can be used by some in ways that I think are not appropriate. But how do we balance all of that, right? How do we balance this idea of faith and what the Apostle Paul says in Philippians 2 and what James says in James chapter 2 in the place of works? Because clearly he says Abraham was justified by the things that he did. Even the prostitute Rahab was justified by the things that she did. So if you look down further on this post, you'll see on Torii 242's page, you'll see Sergeant Samiano. And he sings the Casting Crowns song, not because of who I am, but because of who you are. And I think that's a constant reminder to me that even as I do works, I am a chaplain. I do pin a cross on my chest every day. I clearly do things. Even as I do those things, I'm grounded by the thought that faith has changed my life in advance. And it is because of faith, and it is because of the work of God within my life and within my heart that I'm able to do anything anyway. Because if I could do anything, but without Christ working in my life, then all of my actions are as good as filthy rags. But if faith has changed my life first, and if God is working in my life and in my heart first, then I do believe that there are actions that come into the equation and are part of the second side of a coin, as it might be, part of the package. But I'm challenged not only by the words of that great song, but I'm also challenged by what the Apostle Paul says in the very next verse. And he says, "For it is God who works in you to will and to act in order to fulfill his purpose." So let the faith change your life. Let God work in your heart. And that will produce the actions. And I think that's the tension that we're looking for. Justified by faith, actions follow as a natural but secondary piece of the puzzle. Those are my thoughts today. Chaplain Harris, out.